Day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. Oh, that one. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? Never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Alright. So Chief Gant gave Edgeworth a random piece of evidence that he had to then take back. And he did the same trick! He did the same trick! He dumped him in Edgeworth's car and put Edgeworth's knife into him to frame Edgeworth. Ah! It's the same trick. Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Okay. Now we try Gumshoe with the resignation letter. Excuse me? Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Star! I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife, but you didn't see it from this angle. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. It will, because it's clear you didn't actually see that. Which is annoying! Why are you showing that game? That's not what she saw. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean, because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed with Texas. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Okay, legendary duo. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. Oh. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence. You mean... Oh yes, there were rumours about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Ooh. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Lana Skye is transferred to the prosecutor's office and becomes chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. Yep. She was being used by Gant. By Gant. Are you not paying attention, Phoenix? Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 incident, his position as chief was secure. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Ricky. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Okay, now... the police department entrance. Move here. Okay, things have changed. Gumshoe might not be here anymore. Oh, you're back. You're still here? Gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files, turning into a regular DJ? You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, my answer's still no. Huh? I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'll be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Yes. His worst nightmare. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into pocket. Right, so now we get out of there, and now we move to the rubbish pipe organ. The lies. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Now that I've seen it, I can't not see that. And it bothers me. Pipe organ. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! Did you just slap Gumshoe? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! That was a bit unnecessary. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. Figured have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Whoosh. Let's see this side. So there's the picture. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Jark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his reward trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. You think? This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Has Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? Okay. Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. How? There are no stops. That's on the 2nd floor. And this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the detective calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. So bad about that. Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. Instrument of punishment, literally. Aren't the Chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Is it going to be his ID? 7 sevens? I think that's the only kind of 7-digit number we've got. Let's try it. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date. It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Yeah, use your ID as your password. Always a good idea. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was it, pal? 7777777. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 7777777? Okay, I've lost track. That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Yeah, let's examine. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. It looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh. Well, it was just a thought. This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Okay, so... clearly we present that. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put it back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. It was yesterday. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Huh. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, let's assemble the fragments. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. I mean, it's got to be that way, hasn't it? I'm confused why it's only one thing. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached, it's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Oh dear. Print has been wiped. Okay, we present that one. Can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Ah, really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. I want to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh. Can we fingerprint this? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? It's a great idea, Detective. Alright, good to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh. I knew that. The one with the handprint on, right? Where's your sense of humour? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. Are you my mum? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Does it matter which one I go for? Okay, this is quite strange. There we go. Give it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? Doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then.